I will bring out the non-Euclidean vocabulary. Okay.
All right, someone, hold on a second. Let me get the thesaurus out and look that one up.
Oh my God.
Welcome to the Beacon House Podcast, recorded live in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Beacon House Podcast. My name is Spencer.
My name is Hunter.
My name's Casey, and this is episode number 1, guys.
Number 1.
The first one you're going to hear. We've made more, but this is the first one you're going to hear.
The smile you couldn't hear from me and Spencer was the bullshit that he just
We've been doing this
gave you.
for fucking weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The amount of setup to make a podcast happen and not crumble and fail at the very first, leg of the race.
Yeah, we just wanted to make
requires
sure.
a lot of episodes beforehand.
Yeah,
That's
wanted to
right.
make sure that we came out swinging.
Yeah.
Came out swinging with the curtains wide open.
Yeah.
We're showing everybody the backstage and all the tech,
Yeah.
pulling the ropes.
With arms wide open.
Stop.
Am I already going to have to tell you to get out?
That'll
at
make
least
sense
once
later.
an episode.
Yeah. You guys will start to see a theme there with Hunter being kicked out of every podcast, and sometimes me and Casey too. But yeah, we've actually recorded a couple of these. That's what the guys were saying, and we needed to sort of practice. We didn't really know what we were going to do. We don't know how the mics sound. We think we all sound like a bunch of dicks, but we talked about some fun stuff, and that stuff will be coming down the road. But this is our official introduction to you to come on board and join us on this crazy journey. I feel like a commercial. Like I'm
No,
selling
it's perfect. You're selling something.
Selling it.
And it's how awesome this podcast
I feel like
could
I'm
be.
selling tickets to a weird, dilapidated amusement park up at Pigeon Forge with a weird pirate ship, and I don't know. All the ride operators are on acid.
I think if you had
Well, Spencer,
to
tell the audience what they're going to get.
if you had to sell something as absurd as the Falcon Heavy launch.
What?
Yeah, it's like we should do a whole podcast about that. Hint, hint. Coming up.
Try really hard not to do that anymore. I'm
We're going to have
sorry.
to put it out within the next month, or else it's going to be. They're going to launch another rocket, and people are going to be like, Falcon Heavy, that was 2 rockets ago, you losers.
Yeah, get off the current rocket.
At the worst, hopefully this podcast will just be a practice in meta-narrative in the real world.
Well, what is it that you guys expect from the podcast? What is it that you want, or you guys want to do?
I can tell you what I did not know. Is meta narrative. Can we go back to that for a minute? Jesus,
I'm trying to smooth over that and act like you didn't say it.
Holy crap. I don't even know what to say now. It's going to be guys talking about stuff. No, really, honestly, to be more serious, we're going to try to address things that people would have fun listening to. We're not necessarily going to get real serious. We may occasionally address a serious topic or a current event, but we're not going to try to. We want this to be fun to listen to, and we just want to talk the way we normally talk. That's why we decided to do this. We have a good time holding conversations. So we actually encourage you guys to send in questions. Hit us up on social media. Tell us what you think we need to talk about. We're going to have guest stars. Maybe one of you might be a guest. If you're interested, let us know. We'll talk.
I mean, really, what I'm picturing is topic-based. Sometimes we'll do some movie reviews. Sometimes we'll have a guest on. And I think when we have a guest on, the big thing there is we're going to hopefully let the guest pick the topic, and then we'll just go from there. Most of the time, we're going to pick a topic, start off first 5-10 minutes, talk about that topic, and then just shoot off some, ADD rabbit hole, because I can never stay focused on one thing for too long.
Unless the guest is stupid. And then we'll be like, no, we don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about this horrible outfit you wore today.
Yeah.
What
is that hat?
What the hell are those glasses? We'll steer the conversation.
Yeah, we want to be extremely visual for an audio-only podcast.
That's right. Wait, was that right? You were making fun of me, weren't you? Hunter, was he making fun of me? Are you both making fun of me?
That was a practice in meta humor.
What is with you in the meta shit?
Because it already exists, unfortunately,
God.
in this podcast.
Hunter, what are you expecting?
Do you want
from
me
the
to?
podcast?
I will bring out the non-Euclidean vocabulary. Okay.
All right, someone, hold on a second. Let me get the thesaurus out and look that one up.
Oh my God, if the audience needs to pause and look up the words Hunter is using, Jesus Christ.
I don't want to sound smart. No one cares, Hunter.
My God.
man.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not sure. We've done a couple of these, and I don't know if you came in here today with the impression that this is a really intellectual podcast, but maybe it's not.
Oh my God.
I was lied to, apparently.
I know that feeling.
He was like, I thought we were talking about Godzilla the whole time.
I brought my Godzilla shirt.
Yeah,
I
you
came
did.
ready. came ready.
I love it. I really do. It looks great. No one else can see it. Like, again, it's an audio podcast, but it's
going to be an
shirt.
audio visual podcast, though. So describe the shirt to them, Casey.
Is that shirt the Godzilla porn you were talking about?
Oh, here we go.
No, you're not looking up Rule 34 Godzilla.
Why is it Rule 34? No, explain to the audience.
There's rules of the internet, and Rule 34 is that anything that you cherish and love, there's a porn of it.
And my egotistical need to break the internet and prove that was complete crap, immediately I went to Google and looked up.
Don't lie, you went to Tumblr.
No, this was pre-Tumblr. This was like way back in the day. This was pre-Tumblr.
Hunter's like, I didn't really know this until I was on Grindr one day. And
I looked up either Godzilla Rule 34 or Godzilla porn, one of the two, and hit the image tab on Google, and some impressive artwork depicting things that...
You do realize you're on a list somewhere now, right?
Yeah, I'm every tokusatsu fan's favorite.
Yeah. Oh my God. So there really is. So what you're saying is there is Godzilla. You thought Godzilla would be the exception to the rule.
Yeah, I was sure. I mean,
surely to God, there's no Godzilla porn.
He's a giant, ugly, radioactive dinosaur. Like, who wants to see that? And it's out there.
I mean,
It's
consider
out there.
consider the
Rule
recent
34.
election.
Well, again, we're talking like a few years ago, and the first time I'd even heard that rule. So again, just my immediate reaction was to rebel against that thought. That can't be true.
It's true.
Oh, I found out.
Yeah, and that's why I avoided it at all costs.
It was unpleasant.
I bet it was.
Yeah. It was
Especially for Mothra.
Well, I was about to mention Mothra's not...
No, it's Rodan. It's Rodan.
Oh, God. It's actually a giant Komodo dragon, if I remember correctly.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
with
even-
lipstick.
Yeah, and a dress.
Yeah, a nice dress.
I'm sure King Gamora was in there somewhere.
Gamora. King
Oh,
Ghidorah.
Oh, is it Ghidorah?
It's Ghidorah.
I don't care.
You're thinking
Ghidra.
of, Jesus. You're thinking of Sodom and Gomorrah, which isn't entirely unrelated to this.
It isn't. Anyways.
I think that this Beacon House could be, later on, could be an umbrella for more projects. But for now, the podcast is good. I got a lot of ideas roaming around in my head that I'd love to do and put the brand name as this Beacon House production of some sort. But for now, I'm all about this podcast. I'm excited.
Yeah, I saw this as an excuse to make sure that we get together and hang out, and then actually either meet new people or bring in people that we know are interesting and just pick their brains and, expand our own.
Hunter wanted to prove he had friends. That's what I got from that.
Casey, my mom is
Hunter-
going to listen to this probably.
Hunter
I hope
wanted
not
recordings
this one.
that he had friends. And it's true. Hunter's a very popular guy. He does have friends. Don't let anybody lie to you.
God. Well, no, and kind of building on what Hunter had to say there about all of his friends. We will try to have people on here from time to time. And if you didn't catch it in the intro, this is a podcast based in Knoxville, Tennessee. So some of the people we're going to have on as our guests are local entrepreneurs and visionaries and just anything like that. So if you're listening to this in LA, for starters, congratulations.
To us, that it made it all the way to L.A.
Yeah, congratulations.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if you just maybe turn this off and go outside. but for those of you that are like in the Midwest, like as they call the flyover states or whatever, which I'm joking, but this may not necessarily be relevant, but I promise you we will try to get people on here that are compelling, and even if you don't know who they are, we'll explain their story, and I believe that we'll have people on here that are really interesting to talk to and conversate with, and then sometimes we'll just talk a bunch of crap.
Well, see, I actually thought that lent itself to the Beacon part of Beacon House in its own regard, because in doing that will inevitably shine a light on this area just by being here and talking to these people. But in doing so, and what we will talk about and what we'll wind up, or who we'll wind up having in here, that will be not necessarily just Knoxville-centric in the first place. It's endlessly listenable, hopefully, is what we're aiming for.
It's like meta listenable.
Yeah, you're catching on.
I'm really not.
I hate both of you. Can I go? Oh, my God.
Yeah, I got nothing. That's gonna and that you'll notice that's a theme in this podcast. Occasionally, somebody will just say some shit, and it'll just derail the whole conversation. We happen to like that, and we hope that you guys aren't offended by that. And if you are, well, there's not much you can do about it. So
They can write really hateful comments on YouTube, where we also are going to probably post this.
don't.
And then I'm going to not read them, or I'm going to read them, and then I'm going to bring them up on the podcast.
On the podcast, yeah,
and
yeah,
just tell you how much I don't care, even though I do care. I'm going to let you know that I don't care.
What did he just?
That's some meta shit right there.
No, that's non-Euclidean caring.
I don't.
I'm sorry.
Jesus. What? Oh my God.
Pack your
man.
shit and get out, Hunter.
Get out. That's it.
There it is.
There it is.
Grab your bottled water and get out the non-Euclidean door over there.
No, that's a very Euclidean.
I'm not even going here with him. I'm not doing this with you. Not episode 1. I'm not doing it.
My intention is not to derail the whole thing, but
That's a lie. Is anybody out there the least bit convinced that that's not his intention?
The moment he said that, someone just went, pause, swipe, turn that off.
no.
I'm done. I'm not listening to that podcast
there was
anymore.
actually a train that derailed somewhere.
this
like
is
in
why it's a
South
team
Dakota.
effort, though. You saying that is going to make their friend that's listening hear that and think it's funny, and then they'll get that guy to come back and listen the rest of the way.
No.
That's true. That's true. If you guys really think this podcast sucks ass, you could always use it as a grudge move on your friend and just turn him on to it and go, hey, listen to these guys from Knoxville. They're really funny. And then you'll get revenge on him, and maybe we'll get a review on iTunes or something.
Let's hope so.
I don't know. As Bill Burr would say, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know.
So, Spence, what did you do today? You had a good day today? A little busy?
Yeah. So far, I mean, the whole day was filled with a lot of projects coming up, kind of staying busy. And people say that all the time on podcasts. They go, I've been really busy. I'm working on some projects. And that's the stupidest. I know that's the most boring thing ever, but there's a lot of cool stuff coming up. Hopefully we'll be talking to you guys about it. And honestly, just recording this podcast. I'm super excited about that. What about you guys?
I had the best customer service experience that I have ever had. I went to a Sports Clips, which I assumed was just another version of a Great Clips or a Supercuts. You walk in, some random lady cuts your hair and tries to act like she's interested in what you have to say for the day. She's like, how's your day? Do you have a job? Where do you like to go on vacation? Great, get the fuck out. Like, I thought it was going to be like that. No, this was like an experience.
Stop bleeding and get out of my chair.
Well, which, I mean, yeah, she did point out that I do have some dryness on my scalp, which whenever
Sounds
she was,
like an attempt to sell you some moisturizer or something.
yeah, I bought some moisturizer.
It worked.
Yeah, I bought some tea tree moisturizer for my head.
Oh,
to make
dude,
sure.
no, that stuff actually dries you out real bad.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, great. I bought moisturizer that's going to dry me out worse.
Oh, man. Let's get her on this podcast. She is a great
It's not
salesman.
long lasting.
Apparently, the first time you go to a Sports Clips, you get the VIP treatment for the first time, so they can sell you when you come back. You want it every time, because the basic cut is $20, normal, haircut place. But for the VIP treatment, which is like hot towel treatment on your face, shampooing, a massage, that's $24. Man, it's steep.
Wait, $4 difference?
$4 difference.
Oh, my
From my
God.
understanding, it's a $4 difference. So after she cut my hair, and she was like, all right, do you want the free head massage? The first time you get a free head massage. And I was like, yeah, I'll totally want to do that. It's free. I sit down, put my head in the sink, and she goes, do you want a hot towel? And I went, sure. I've never done the hot towel thing before.
Right.
So I didn't know what I was getting into. I was
did
like,
you-
is you just going to put like a hot towel over my face, or is it going to be like wrapped around? I don't really get it.
Is it going to be like in the Bugs Bunny cartoons?
It's like lemon and eucalyptus. It was very like scented.
Okay.
Put that on, did the whole, hair massage thing. And then after that was done, then took like this massage, what do you call them? It's like a big thing that you put on your back. You can do it yourself. And it's like, it feels like someone's
sword.
taking rocks and punching you multiple times. But it feels great.
Oh, that.
Yeah, they do one of those. They do one of those and like do your shoulders, and then they ask you to leave. It was awesome.
It sounds like
never
you
done
had
that
the shit
before.
beat out of you.
Now,
Normally I cut my own hair. This time I felt lazy. I was like, I'm gonna go. Have
That's
someone
what
else
I was
do it.
actually going to ask, in all seriousness, because I'm still struggling to try to keep the remaining hair I have left. It's probably a
Just
bad idea.
go with the bald look.
It's going to happen sooner or later. But I was wondering, like, because you've got like a. Oh, would you call that? I don't even call that a shaved head or just like a super close clipper.
no guard.
No guard.
I don't do like the shaving cream and the
Fucking
actual,
razor,
like, yeah,
shiny.
like,
no.
I don't do that. I just do no guard whatsoever. So
And I was
there's
gonna
a very
ask-
small dusting.
Okay, and it looks good. I think it looks great. And
Once again, being very visual. I like it.
okay. But for such a close clippered look, I was going to ask, do you still go somewhere and have somebody do it, or is that the kind of? At that point, are you just doing it yourself?
I usually just do it myself.
Can you get it just like that by yourself?
I can do it just like this. The only hard part is the neck. The neck region,
Right.
it's hard because, to get your hand behind your head and then also turn clippers around and not completely gouge out the back of your whole neck
Yeah.
is impossible. Usually you have to have someone help you do it.
I remember that from band camp.
What?
This one time in band camp.
So
We're not starting that.
I just want to make sure I understand correctly. And Hunter, you can follow me down this rabbit hole. So you're capable of achieving that haircut yourself, but you paid so that you could have the shit beat out of you by eucalyptus?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
And it was an experience.
Fucking A.
I'm surprised that's where you
Ownership.
got stuck the whole time.
Ownership.
I've been.
All I'm saying is I've been to Great Clips, I've been to Supercuts, I've been to barber shops, and it's never been like that.
More
This is-
names.
I went
More
to a-
names. They all have such like rocket hair,
Yeah, family cuts.
family hair. Yeah.
I went to a barbershop
Laser
one time.
cuts.
I went to a barbershop one time. The guy trimmed my beard and then took a shop vac and then sucked all the hair that he cut off my beard into a shop vac. I was like, did you just put a
vacuumed
vacuum
your-
cleaner in my face? And he was like,
Vacuumed his
it
face.
gets the loose hair so it doesn't get down your shirt. And I was like, that's cool. You can just tell me to lean forward and shake it loose. You don't have to shop vac me. This isn't wood class.
But did it work?
It worked famously.
Because
and
I've
I
left
can
a
say
lot
it.
of haircuts, and I've got that itchy feeling, and it's
awful.
I get over it, but
I think it's that weird paper they wrap around your neck. I think that's what gives you the itch.
no, it's not. It's the hair, absolutely the hair.
No.
I need to ask. I'm sorry.
I mean, clearly I don't go to the haircut place much, so I don't know.
See, that's my thing. The whole time you're telling the story, I'm trying to figure out why you went in the first place. It works for Casey. Those of you that can't see him, he's a handsome guy. He's got no hair. Do you go
I
for the
got hair on
beard?
my face. I got a good beard.
That's
going.
what I was asking. Do you go for the beard? Is that what you go
No,
to
I
those
don't.
places
They,
for?
they do not touch my beard. That is something I got to do myself.
Okay, so we
not
established
gonna let-
you mostly do it
Hunter,
yourself,
listen,
but why?
listen.
Hunter doesn't
Why
give
do
a
you
shit
go to
about
other
your
places? to have shave your head?
Because I was feeling lazy. I was feeling okay with
Now, look.
paying someone $20 to do something I didn't want to do myself.
I will give.
I respect that answer. That's. I just
that's-
wanted to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
It's a solid answer. And also, I will say this: like if you have had the opportunity to go somewhere and have people like kind of pamper you and take care. Women understand this really well. Women know to go to the fucking spa and they get a fucking facial and a pedicure and all that stuff, and it's just like.
I want to do it so bad.
Well, there's a benefit to it. It's super relaxing. It de-stresses you, and it's like a pampering thing. My mom was always her entire life in the beauty industry. She did hair, and she could do like scalp and hand massage and all that kind of stuff. But she was into like you got to pamper yourself sometimes. Like you know what I mean. And most men, I feel like that whole thing is lost on a lot of men.
I don't know. Whenever my stepsister got married in North Carolina, we went to the Grove Park.
I know where you're going. Oh
And
man, it's my favorite.
I got a day pass to the spa there, and it was I will always
It's the
wanna do it.
greatest fucking
I will
thing.
Always want to do it. They have mint, those cold mint towels that you put over your face when you go
yeah.
in the sauna.
Oh, yeah.
They have a eucalyptus steam room, which I mean I'm
And then
all
they
about
have a-
eucalyptus. Clearly,
It's incredible. They have like a hot room, a dry hot room, a dry room that just
called
has
a
like
sauna.
Well, they have different like versions. There's one
Yeah.
where it's like super hot with like rocks, and then there's another one where it's just kind of like dry air and the eucalyptus smell. Then there's like an actual steam room where you go in there and it just cooks you.
and they put menthol in the steam. Like
Yeah.
it burns your nose when you breathe it in.
And then the
Like, it's
contrast pool. I hope everybody listening to this knows what a freaking contrast pool is.
contrast. I couldn't do it.
It will-
I did it. Well, I did do it once, but
It's
after that, I was like,
exhilarating.
no.
So exhilarating.
Hunter, do you know what a contrast pool is?
I don't. I'm going to be.
So they have a jacuzzi, right? A really hot jacuzzi.
Yeah.
And then right next to it is this
Or in the
small-
middle of it. Technically in the middle of it. You,
Technically, in the middle of the jacuzzi, they have a small pool that fits one person. I highly doubt two people could jump in there at the same
no,
time.
it's just like
and
a
be
ladder.
safe.
You can't even walk around. You just go down a ladder and you're in. It's like a tube.
And this water is almost to the point of freezing, like literally icing over. It's
We
maybe it's just
perceive
me.
it.
It's cold.
I think
That's got to be perception.
I think it's probably like 50 degrees. But that's still really cold compared to getting out of a fucking 117 degree sauna or whatever. Was that how? I don't know how hot the sauna is. Anyway, it feels cold as shit. It's not freezing cold like those ice baths. You see the athletes, they get in a big tub of ice and they pour water in, like they just sit in it.
Are you sure it's not that cold? Because it feels that cold.
It's definitely
you're
not.
exiting an excessively hot environment.
But I mean,
so.
I did this after like just going and swimming in the normal pool.
It sort of feels like jumping in like a lake or a river, like not in optimal summer temperature. So imagine like early in the spring before the
Like nowish. Well,
Yeah.
no, probably.
you know when they open the pools and
Yeah,
you go
yeah.
to the pools first thing, like, and it's just cold as shit. It kind of feels like that, maybe just a little colder. Either way, you go back and forth. You climb out of the cold water into the hot water, and you go back and forth. And man, I'm here to tell you, like, I sound like I'm selling a day pass to this fucking spa, but like whatever it is that's in you, that's knotted up, that's tight, that's wherever you carry your stress. Some people carry stress in the jaw. That's a good Mr. Bungle song, by the way. And also between the shoulders, wherever. It will fucking give up. And you will just be like a noodle. It's great.
It's a pool of hot cold therapy.
Well, you dunk yourself in the cold and immediately jump straight into the hot, and it just everything just goes bleh, like Jello.
And the longer you can stay in each one, and just it's sort of up to you, but man, it's awesome.
I'm pretty sure it's good for circulation as well to get the heart pumping.
It's got to be.
It's got to be.
Because
That would be something I would need then.
That's just the men's room. Like the men have their own room, the women have their own room, and they all have this stuff. Then you walk out into this opening where there's 2 pools, and then there's 2 waterfall pools.
it's like it's a grotto sort of,
right.
and it's at the bottom of this freaking mountain, but there's a skylight up in the top, and like there's colors, like all kinds of lights and shit everywhere. It's changing colors. There's waterfalls. There's a pool that has music underwater.
You don't hear the music, and then you go underwater and you hear nothing but like relaxing, soothe music. I laid on my back in that water, just listening to that music, and almost fell asleep.
Yeah, and you can stare at the ceiling, and the ceiling changes colors, and it's
I
just
bumped my head on the side, like
incredible.
I was floating, and just went donk, and I was like, "Oh, what the shit!"
yeah. And then for the ultimate, especially if you go in the winter, it's great in the winter because you can go outside, and of course you just have a robe and like slippers.
A heated robe, mind you. They put it like they give it to you fresh out of the dryer.
Yeah, but after you've been in the place for a while, the robe's wet and it's cold, and you go outside and it's like
great.
freezing outside, and you still there's a huge pool outside like with like rocks, and it you take the robe off and you're freezing, and you just get in the water, and the water's so hot you don't even give a fuck. Kind of like that going in a jacuzzi in the winter kind of a thing, and you just get in there, and the water's so hot that it feels good to have part of you sticking out of the water, and you just stay in there. But like going back and forth from the inside to the outside in the winter, it's so freaking exhilarating.
And
It's a
not
great
to
place.
mention the waterfalls. There's a waterfall on either side of the pools. And these waterfalls, if I'm not mistaken, if I heard that correctly, dump 200 gallons of water per second.
I mean, it's a significant, like you get under it and it like throws you around.
Yeah. And
like that.
It's meant to just beat the shit out of your shoulders.
Yeah, it's
and
really,
it
really
feels
cool.
Awesome.
And all this whole magical place we're talking about is at the end of a series of weird tunnels with like relaxing music and stuff at the bottom of this like giant mountain, which is occupied by the second oldest building in Asheville, North Carolina, the oldest being Biltmore. This is the second oldest building, the Grove Park Inn. And it's where F. Scott Fitzgerald wrote The Great Gatsby on the second floor. And the old part of the hotel is still, you can still stay in it. And you have to have like a bellman like elevator you up to that second floor.
I actually stayed in that part.
I did too.
That's where I stayed. And
Oh
it's,
my God.
It's awesome. And the fireplaces in the lobby are
Giant.
You could walk into it easily. They're massive.
It's a cool place.
I've never heard of this.
We should go here and do a podcast.
We should.
Oh my
It's fantastic.
God, yes.
Hold on. I'm actually texting the owners right now to let them know we did exactly what they asked.
Shit.
Oh God.
Yeah. And you know, in the interest of full disclosure, I've had mostly good experiences with the hotel, not 100% good experiences, and it is super fucking expensive. Just for if anybody's thinking about going there now, you'll pay for all these luxuries, but it's totally worth it. And you can also stay somewhere cheap and still go to the spa.
I think the spa is $100 per person per day.
And the
if
earlier
I'm
you
not
get there, the
mistaken.
longer you stay. You stay until close.
You get a day pass. $100 day pass. Go there at 6 a.m. when they open. Stay there until I think 8 o'clock
And
when
just
they close.
stay in a hot waterfall for 12 hours.
And there's spots upstairs where you can go and get coffee or hot tea.
Oh, yeah.
And they have snacks, but it's like nuts, mixed nuts, and fruit and things like that. There's no junk food.
That doesn't sound expensive then for $100. All the stuff you're talking about, if
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a day pass. I mean, you have to shell it out, obviously, but
Well,
for
then you
all
gotta
of
drive
that,
the 3 hours and then try to make it back and not fall asleep from how relaxed.
Well,
you
I
feel.
wouldn't ever recommend like driving there, trying to do that spa, and drive back the same day. That's crazy. Definitely stay overnight, probably after the spa, or stay overnight and hit the spa first thing the next morning. But either way, you're going to be tired. You're going to be so relaxed. You wouldn't want a long
Do
time.
the
I
Ale
wouldn't.
Trail in Asheville. The Ale Trail is superb.
what
as well.
is that one?
The Ale Trail is just you go to Asheville, you ride around, or you can walk it,
Yeah.
and you just visit different breweries, craft microbreweries, things like that, and just drink
Yeah,
a bunch
dude.
of beer.
Yeah, and there's amazing things in
That
Asheville.
sounds
too.
great. Day pass to the spa, leave at like 6 p.m.
One of
and
my
then go do the Ale Trail and get nice and drunk.
One of my favorite coffee places in Asheville. It's called the High Five Coffee Bar, and it's right next to the Moog Factory, which is the synthesizer guy. For anybody that the people who are going to know the Moog Factory are either like super music nerds like me, or people that are into EDM and they go to Moog Fest and all that stuff. But either way, the little store and the whole warehouse is right next to the coffee place. So you can go get loaded up on the best coffee in Asheville, and then walk right next door and just play with all the theremins and the crazy music stuff. It's neat.
Now, real quick, Hunter, are you big on coffee and or beer? I've never actually seen you
You have
indulge
to.
on both.
You
on
have
either.
to have at some point.
I-
I've
I
known
just-
you too long. It's
Well, I know, but I just know that you have like medical things, and I don't know if you can partake in beer or coffee. I'm not sure.
for
what the
those
science
that
is
are
of
listening that don't know.
Yeah,
I'm a
everybody's
type
like,
1
"Whoa, what's wrong with
diabetic.
you?" Whoa, what is up?
Type
Well, I don't know.
one
I
diabetic.
didn't know if you wanted that to be out there, but I just wanted to
Yeah,
clarify
I-
that I'm not sure of the sciences.
Because these days being a diabetic is pretty taboo.
It is.
Well,
It's-
yeah, definitely.
Let's be careful.
Well, now it's out
Especially
there.
especially type 1. Type 2 is pretty common, especially with fast food.
Don't say that, because I'm on my way to Taco Bell right after this.
Yeah, no. Okay, so the thing is, coffee itself counts as a free item. Free item being, for those that don't know, since we're talking about it, to properly manage diabetes. This is a huge glossing over of everything, but you need to monitor carbohydrate intake versus your blood sugar count, which is why you see diabetics pricking their finger all the time. And then whatever your blood sugar count is determines a certain amount of insulin, which is a naturally produced thing in the human body. And diabetics either have it so low that it doesn't do anything beneficial anymore, or it's gone. Mine is gone. And so you inject the insulin to counteract what you're going to intake carb-wise, and try to keep your blood sugars in a certain healthy level. So coffee counts as a free item. What you add into it can mess that up, obviously, but
And real quick, just what would be, like, if you decided I'm going to have a cup of coffee, it's okay as long as it's just black coffee.
yeah, I mean, I don't do black coffee, but the stuff that you have to watch what you add in. There's sugar-free other things that are either zero or super low carb. So, but yeah, black coffee is the safest way to go with it.
Right.
I'm a baby, I can't do that. So
I'm the same way.
we meddle with the additives a little bit.
Sure.
Beer is another story.
I know alcohol is supposed to be somewhat of a risk for diabetics.
Yeah, I'm gonna review the science on it because my last doctor I had sat me down and talked to me about it in depth, because at that time I was 20 or 21, so she was, I guess, wanting to make sure that I knew how to handle it. And it's been so long. I have like a short version I explain to people that I know is, right enough, but I don't want to spout stuff I don't know on here. But alcohol is a bit different. That's why I've at least had alcohol in front of you, but
Maybe, but I probably looked at it as something as taboo as
he thought it was grape juice.
type 2 diabetes.
Or something. Yeah, so when I partake in alcohol, it has to stay low in amount, like 1 or 2 of whatever, unless it's something super high, and then you got to be more careful.
He's the DD.
He is totally the
We
DD.
call me the diabetic driver in the friend groups. No shit.
That's
When
like
we're
sounds
going
like an
out,
old-
everyone will, do you want to get drinks? Blah, blah, blah.
Someone puts
Yeah, it's
X's on
fine.
your hand. They're like, "Oh, so you're the designated driver?" You're like, "Well, diabetic driver, but
Yeah,
same
yeah,
thing."
yeah.
Holy shit.
Anytime they know I'm coming, they're like, hey, we can drink now.
That sounds like an old video game.
Oh, man,
like
the
on the
diabetic
Sega
driver.
Genesis.
Crazy taxi, diabetic driver.
Diabetic driver.
It sounds like
Yeah.
an off-brand,
Yeah. They're gonna cross it over with Sonic and Tails. Wait till they meet Diabetic Driver. It's gonna get crazy.
I will tell you this, I'm not the biggest fan of most beers that I've had. I don't know exactly why. It's just the taste doesn't do it for me. I'm after flavor, so I'm not one to speak on that. But I have had some good ones. My favorite at the moment is just Guinness. I love Guinness.
There's nothing wrong with a good can of Guinness.
Yeah, that's the measuring stick, I think. And I'm not a beer expert, but I feel like Guinness is kind of the standard for stout beers.
I'm very much.
And I know they have like
seasonal
milk
with
stouts
my
and
beer
coffee
drinking.
stouts and blah blah blah. I like coffee stouts.
I
Especially
love the shit out of local stuff.
the ones where you can really taste the coffee in them. I think it's wonderful. Like I know at Balter Beer Works, which is a local place here, they have a coffee stout made with Three Bears coffee, which is a wonderful local roaster. They buy amazing coffee from several different places, and they just do something. I mean, there's a lot of good coffee in Knoxville, and I'm sure we're going to get into it on this podcast. The coffee culture here is actually dope. It's pretty good, man. And there's some like super visionaries like Pierce from K-Brew, and definitely check these places out. But they make a coffee stout with that coffee locally roasted. And dude, it's rad.
Well, there's a lot of breweries opening up too. Like
Hell
I
yeah.
think 10 new ones. They're going to slowly start popping up. You have Balter, Pretentious. I know of one that hasn't opened yet. I believe it's called Geezer's or Old Geezer.
Sure.
I'm not 100% sure on
There's
that.
like Last Days of Autumn. It's always good.
There's just so many.
Schultzbrau, which the fucking brewery changes colors and it looks like a German castle.
That one's fantastic.
Yeah, that came up. Nobody, I had no inkling like that they were building that. I didn't hear anything about it. Just one day, my friend and your friend Eric Stam. Eric, if you're out there, there's going to be a lot of people listening to this.
Stam, give me your keys.
Yeah. There's going to be Stam.
You're too drunk to go home right now.
Lock
I know
your phone
you
up,
are.
Stam. Somewhere Stam's like in a library right now going, screw these guys. But Stam was hey, you want to go to this new beer place? It's like a German castle. And I was like, where? And he's like, over off Central, which is this, it's kind of an up and coming area, but for like the last 15 years, it's just been like an industrial piece of crap. You don't go there at night. Kind of was like, what? He goes, yeah, there's a fancy new authentic German brewery there. And it's got like, it's like in a castle. I'm like, a castle? You're crazy. And I was like, holy shit. And of course, it's not a real castle, but the tops of the walls sort of look a whatever you call that, not a portcullis, but whatever the top of, where there's like where guys would lean over and shoot arrows or pour lava or whatever the fuck they're doing to protect the hunchback.
You mean tar or grease?
Yeah, no, it was.
I don't think they.
No,
go
in
to
my mind,
to the
it's
mountain.
lava.
I don't think they go to the mountain and scoop lava.
No,
out
I
with
get
them.
that nobody in a castle had a volcano in it, but when like in the movies when they pour that shit over, it's fucking orange, and I'm like, lava.
Pretty sure it was like
That's because they
tar.
light it on the way down.
Yeah, lava. Because isn't that how volcanoes work? There's a guy in there lighting the tar as it comes out.
It is actually.
We're like, no, I'm pretty sure it's this. He's like, no, fuck you, lava.
Yeah, lava coming. When the guy lights the tar, it turns into lava, right? Can we
Right.
get a fact check on that? Somebody email us.
Yeah.
Science.
Could be asphalt. They just pour asphalt out.
That's right. I'll bet my ass it was.
Well, while our assistant fact checks that,
Yeah. while our data department gets back to us on what lava actually is.
Spencer and Casey, I had a question for both of you on the beer front, specifically after you brought up the coffee stout, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I've had some of those. I don't remember what they were, but those, at worst, I found interesting. Usually liked them.
There's a really popular one that is usually most of the people I talk to, it's kind of their gateway into coffee stout, and it's the gotta get up to get down.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the ones I
By
had.
Wiseacre, a brewery out of Memphis.
Shit, I don't know where it is.
It's either Memphis or Asheville.
They're popular.
I'm sure someone right now is screaming like, Memphis, idiot. And I'm like, maybe Asheville. But it's
Wiseacre.
Wiseacre.
They're good.
So, do you guys experiment with the other ones then? Because I've come across an oatmeal stout, which I haven't tried yet, and my fiance's sister brought chocolate stout stuff
Honestly,
to.
if you're feeling crazy, find Founder's Breakfast Stout. It is probably the tastiest beer I've ever put to my face. It is a coffee chocolate oatmeal stout.
That's a very polarizing statement. Like we're gonna have an episode eventually where we talk about beer, and you've already gone, nope, I found the best one.
I really did.
Go to commercial.
If I can go into a store and find, because they only come in 4-packs, they're 9%, and it's a coffee chocolate oatmeal stout. It's all the good things about breakfast.
Yeah.
It's just delicious. Fresh out of the fridge into a frosty glass, or even warm. It's amazing.
I want to try this now.
Dude, guys, you don't understand. I love coffee and I love beer, and the two combined, it's heaven for me.
I love bacon, so when they're doing breakfast stout that's got bacon and eggs in it, I'll fucking try that.
Oh my
You
Lord.
do that, I'm gonna avoid the grease beer.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. No.
You're gonna try it.
I'm glad we all got real honest there. No, though, there's a lot of cool beers like that, and I think, like, if I'm understanding it, and I'm not a brewmaster, we'll get one of those on here, but if I'm understanding correctly, the stouts are just sort of like a Guinness-style beer that they add some things to it. Like the coffee stout probably just has some coffee in it, or they maybe brew it with coffee grinds, or whatever. But
what
it's
gave
good.
it away? So the word coffee and then the word stout.
You're a jerk.
Probably.
I bet oatmeal stout uses oatmeal, and I bet chocolate stouts use chocolate.
Really? Well, you know what? I was going to say something about breakfast. You know what? You're a terrible person, and you've just transgressed against me on our first podcast that people are going to hear after polarizing beer.
In the winter, fall and winter, fall is. I'm going to sound so basic here. Fall is pumpkin spice beer. Sam Adams Oktoberfest is the fall beer. That's the beer you get in the fall. And in the wintertime, I go to porters and stouts.
Wait. When you go back, you said fall is pumpkin spice beer.
Yes.
Okay, not for everybody. Like
anything Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest is different from pumpkin beer.
Well, no, I know, but
Oktoberfest is more of like that tradition. I think the Oktoberfest beers are
Oktoberfest
great. Yeehaw, which is a brewery up in Johnson City. And man, their Oktoberfest is out of sight. It's so good. Their Pilsner is really good too. And sometimes you'll see Yeehaw beers. I find I never see the Pilsner in the Oktoberfest enough. You always see like the Dunkel and
Casual Pint downtown Knoxville.
Right.
Always has the Yeehaw seasonal beers.
No, the Oktoberfest is incredible.
Dunkel is also really great.
Just small tangent, and then you guys jump right back in with that. In defense of your basic comment, because we all say it, and we're all defensive about pumpkin spice. If you get nothing else from this podcast ever, please know.
Oh man, this is going to be good. Give him a minute. He's going to get himself
what's
together.
What's great is you're laughing at your joke already.
No
one's going to think it's funny.
I'm not making a joke. That's the problem. It's just
okay.
being in a room with you two. Jesus.
He's got a point there.
Okay, please know you should never let anyone yuck your yum.
Yuck or yum?
Yeah.
That is trying to be funny.
No. No, it's an actual saying I use. It's literally because I'm here with you two. Enjoy what you enjoy. There's no such thing as a guilty pleasure.
Don't go back to what you
I'm
were
serious.
saying. Say it again clearly.
Yeah.
I said.
Say it with a straight face. I dare you.
I can't.
People are waiting to hear it right now.
I can't.
Hold on, let me do it.
He's
guys.
making
Hold
like
on a second. Hold on, let me do it. Whatever you like, don't yuck your yum.
You didn't say it with a straight face though. Don't yuck your yum.
Don't yuck your yum. Is that better?
Don't yuck your yum.
I don't know what that means.
It means don't let anyone poo-poo what you like. If you enjoy something,
What you like.
Points to him for using poo-poo as a verb. That's
I guess.
don't let him shit on it, Casey.
There
Don't
we
let him
go.
shit on what you.
I think we're all adults in here. Don't let people
I
shit
did
on what
until
you like.
I did until exactly 43 seconds ago, but
Anyways, enjoy the pumpkin spice. It tastes good. It tastes good.
no, that's
No,
totally
absolutely.
that's totally true. And I mean, like, I make fun of. Okay, listen, ladies, some of you have caught a lot of shit from me for drinking your pumpkin spice in the fall. And
There's nothing wrong with pumpkin spice coffee. It's actually pretty good.
There kind of is if you're a dude, but you're on record now, so whatever.
No, there's nothing wrong with a iced
But-
pumpkin spice latte with an extra shot of espresso to cut that ridiculous amount of sweetness.
Boy, you just went super into that stratus. By the way, if everybody doesn't know, I'm sitting here with two like actual coffee baristas. In fact, I got to say the two best. It kills me to just dole out the compliments to you two yokels, but like the two best baristas I've ever seen in my entire life are these two guys. And so when they talk coffee, like they can really brew up a coffee that will just knock your socks off. So I've teased people for
Hunter,
ordering.
do you want to have a coffee off? You wanna
No,
who
see,
can do better
Spencer was
coffee?
always very tired when he came to the store.
To be fair, just very tired whenever I woke up.
My favorite thing to do.
If you see
was
me
to-
walking around, I'm pretty much tired.
My favorite thing to do when I worked at Joe Muggs, which is a coffee shop that
This is-
resides in Books
I know what
A
you're going to
Millions,
say. This is so good.
I would make an iced mocha. It was for nobody. I would just make one for shits and giggles. I would take a picture of it,
And he would get the just hold on. Don't he didn't he would get the best fucking picture. And the thing would just be like there would be like little condensation on the cup, and it would just be frothy, and there'd be whipped cream, and
Oh, an artist.
I mean, he'd get the perfect lighting. Like he had mastered the skills of Instagram were not lost on this man. You know.
Well, that makes me sound.
Anyway, he
Real
would send me.
pretentious.
He
Keep
would
going,
send
keep
me a
going.
picture of the coffee. I'd be usually in bed. And
It's like 9 a.m.
Yeah.
We just spent all Saturday going nuts
Downtown. Yeah.
And I would get up, hungover, go to work, make this coffee, take a picture, and send it to him, and be like, if I have to be miserable, I'm waking your ass up with this, and you're gonna immediately come down here and get one of these.
and he would get it so good looking. that, like I would, my phone would vibrate or what. I would roll over in bed and like look at the phone, and it literally the caption said. Tell him what the caption said.
The caption went every single time. This ain't gonna drink itself.
And I
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. And at the moment I peeled my eyelids open and saw it, was the only thing in the world I wanted. And I would literally just rise up out of bed like I was levitating, and just go straight to the coffee shop, like not giving a fuck.
Carried on rays of light. To
I would always
Joe
time it
Muggs.
too. It would take 45 minutes. 45 minutes from when I sent the text and then I got the reply of "you suck." He would come stumbling in his PJs and be like, "Give me one."
Yeah, there's like I used to tell people that would like people I work with when the fall starts to come and they're all like, "Hey," there's always somebody going to Starbucks, you know. Somebody goes, "Hey, what do you want to drink?" And the girls go, "Give me a pumpkin spice latte." And I would go, "Oh shit, that's a great idea." In fact, I hear right now, if you use a special coupon, they'll actually serve it to you in a pair of UGG boots, and you just drink it out of the UGG boots. You know, you basic creature. And there were other various, like whatever the other tenets of basicness are. You know, like I'm like, "Oh my god, you could actually get a scarf with that." And like I hear if you peel the thing off the side of the cup, it comes with a pair of like black pants and brown boots, and then you can drink it out of the black pants. While you Han Solo out all fall, you know. So, no offense, girls, you guys are
I
wonderful.
kind of wonder if releasing the Han Solo film as soon as it's coming out is a great idea, or if they should wait until pumpkin spice season. So every girl that goes to see the movie is
Dresses
just
like
dressed
Han
as
Solo.
Han Solo, and they just kind of walk in and they're like, "Yeah, my boyfriend wants to go see this Solo movie," and they're like, "Really, you're not here for the Solo movie because you're really dressed the part."
Like shit, the amount of cosplay at this movie is incredible.
He just like the guy walks in dressed as Lando, and he's like, "She's Han." And she's like, "Why am I Han?" Don't worry about it, babe. You look great. You look great. Come on, let's go watch the movie.
Shit. Oh my god. I want you guys all to know you're perfect and do whatever you want. Remember, no matter what we say, and if you've been listening to this for a few minutes, you've learned the lesson preceding all of our horrible, derogatory, basic fall comments. Don't let anybody yuck your yum.
Don't let anybody
Yes.
yuck your
Yeah.
yum.
That's
So-
how you do it right the first
That's
time.
right. That's right. If your yum is fucking the Han Solo like straight starter outfit, you do whatever makes you feel. You go, girl.
If your yum is bathing in pumpkin spice, you don't let anybody yuck it.
You draw a line somewhere.
and I drink it too. Like after I give him shit, I go, "Hey, get me one too."
Yeah.
You know, and then I put my fucking Han Solo outfit on. I'm just like, my god,
There you go. How hard was that? How hard was it to admit that?
that's true. I've come the full disclosure.
Yeah.
I'm basic too.
This
Came
is-
full circle.
This is an honest podcast.
I don't know about that.
Jesus Christ. Well,
This is
so-
our first episode, right?
First episode, total honesty. Let's sum this up. Usually we haven't done this yet. Let's sum. What do we get on here? We got the Han Solo starter kit. For the pumpkin spice Han Solo starter kit comes around in September. Gets
Heaven
early.
on Earth.
Heaven on Earth.
It's August now. Now, like for some reason, in the dead hot of August, you have Oktoberfest, Sam Adams Oktoberfest showing up in Kroger's
Yeah.
everywhere
Mhm.
worldwide, and you have Starbucks sending their baristas pumpkin spice syrup.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's because they realize people will pay for what they expect.
This year it's coming in July. 4th of July, pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
Get on it.
Yeah, and we covered.
Red, white, blue, and orange, bitch.
Well,
Well, right here in Knoxville, you're damn straight.
Go Vols! God, oh, go Vols. So
We've lost all the support we had.
it was nice knowing you guys. We'll see. They're probably canceling the podcast as we speak.
No, it's fine. It's sports ball.
Sports ball. All right. Well, that's probably a good note to wrap up on. So, for those of you who made it this far, congratulations. You are very patient.
We sincerely thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely.
And if you dig this kind of ranting and talking and going back and forth, please stay on the ride with us. Check us out on the next episodes to come up. Please find us on social media. This is important. Please submit your questions to us, ideas for episodes. We're going to do episodes where we have guests. If you know somebody that you want us to have on, and of course it's somebody we can get, let us know if it's the kind of thing where you want us to do to address a movie or a CD or a book or a video game, TV show, whatever. Talk about some stuff. We will do it. So submit your questions. And what do you got, Case?
I just want to let people know they can find us on Twitter at Beacon House Knox. That's KNOX, like Knoxville.
Very good.
And also on Instagram at the same place, Beacon House Knox on Instagram. Hopefully by the time this comes out, we'll have a couple of things already posted, ready to go. You can also find us on Facebook at the Beacon House Podcast. You can email us at thebeaconhouseknox@gmail.com. Submit your questions. I would love to have episodes at least once a month where we take a collection of questions that people have submitted and just kind of go on a rant.
Go ahead.
Just have fun with them.
Submit your best Han Solo outfit, pumpkin spice latte, go Vols.
And then we'll look at it and talk about how funny it looks, but never show any of the rest of the people.
That's right. Yeah.
Hold on. To be ultra careful to make sure that it goes to the right place, because I got this backwards. It might be me. The Gmail account, is it the Beacon House Knox, or is it Beacon House Knox at Gmail?
The Gmail is beaconhouseknox at gmail.com.
There we go. So we will be looking for your emails, your submissions. Some of you just know us locally, so you can just text us and tell us to shut the hell up. But yeah, so we're going to proceed forward. This is Ground Zero, you guys, episode 1. I promise we're going to get better at this.
I can't wait until my friends come up to me and they're like, hey, I listened to your podcast. What I really think you should do. And I'll be like, with a blank stare to shake my head and go, yeah, great.
You don't know shit about beer.
Hey, how's your podcast going? Oh, you don't have one? Thanks for the criticism on how to do mine.
And there's going to be like 8 guys who don't give a shit about podcasts going, whoa, he's really upset. Whoa, that guy's mad. What the fuck is a podcast? So this is where people think that they're so cool. Other people want to hear them talk about stuff.
Yeah. This is just 3 guys liking to really hear themselves talk, and you guys are listening to it.
We're broadcasting narcissism. Holy shit.
I like the way my voice sounds.
Oh, man. Just more of this.
All day long.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, thank you for joining us. If we don't stop this now, we're just going to keep going like this, and it's bad. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us for the Beacon House Podcast. We hope that you guys will continue. Please, please, please come on this ride with us. We're going to try to make it cool for you. And signing off here, my name is Spencer McCoy.
Hunter Barnhart.
Casey Bishop.
And we will see you next time.
God, I love you.
Oh, my.